I'm Dan Perlman, and I'm the team leader from New York. And we have a little something special prepared for you today, and I have a special guest with me. His name's Sal Baccieri, and he is the new team leader for the Bronx TMLP.
Sit down, Ben.
All right. Not going to do. Okay. You can have that one.
Yeah, Dan, thanks. My name is Sal Baccieri. And, you know, I love people. I love Italians, but don't get me wrong, I love all people. I love them as people, not as human beings. Italians, I love as human beings.
So, Sal, the first thing we wanted to talk about was life as a conversation. You had something you wanted to share with people about that?
Yeah, I want to share something personal about that I hope will help everybody out with that distinction. I want just a personal story that happened to me the other day. I was walking around the city, you know, I was going to what used to be an Italian deli. Everything used to be Italian in New York, but now the Orientals, they got everything. You know, so I walk in and, you know, to what used to be, but now it's Korean. And I asked the guy, I say, you got a roll of toilet paper? And he hands me a peach. So I figure that's an Oriental tradition. So I go home and I try it. But, you know, it feels better than Charmin. But listen, don't get hooked into the story here because this is a distinction here. I want you do you follow me? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, good. So I figure they're onto something, you know, the Oriental people.
Sal, did you also have a couple of things you wanted to say about what there is to do in enrollment and how there is to be in that?
Yeah. The secret to enrollment is you got to open up the possibility to people. Big possibility, huge, gigantic, humongous possibility. It's so big they practically fall into it. But don't forget relationship. It'll kill you if you forget it. Love people as people, even if you can't love them as human beings. And one more thing, Dan, this is a piece of coaching for you. And also, you know, you can listen to it too. Don't start talking possibility or possibility. They'll get confused. They can't follow that. They'll go down the wrong tunnel. It's a dead end. Trust me, I've been down there. I'm a smart Italian. Do you follow what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Okay, thank you.
Good. Given that we're spending a weekend on leadership, did you want to share anything about leadership for people?
Yes and no. Yes and no. You know, leadership is a special quality, and I'm a special guy, but, you know, you could teach it to anybody. Here's the secret. Listen for a moment, I'll give it to you. Where you say it goes, it goes. It's that simple. Dan, let me ask you a question. We'll just tease this out a little bit here. You and me. You're on the New York team. We're on New York. Yeah. We both are. Yeah. You got cases on the New York team. You got a case on the New York team? Anybody?
We got a few of them, yeah.
You got some cases? Okay. Now, a case is a bad psychology in action. That's all. You gotta stop it. You gotta stop it. Dan, one more thing. We'll work it out a little bit more. You ever been in the armed forces, Marine Corps, Army, Navy, something like that?
Can't say as I have, no.
You haven't been? Okay. Now, in the armed forces, you're a commando. Yeah, you go into the jungle, you're in for battle, and you get one person in there who he's not sure he wants to be there. He wants to be home watching the ball game, maybe with his girlfriend, maybe watching the news. That's going to kill you. You can't let that happen. You got to cut the alternative off. You got to make breaking their word more dangerous than keeping it. You got to cut them off at the knees. You got to cut it off at the knees. Trust me, it's love I'm talking about. That's what they came here for, really. Dan, wait a second. Let's work on it a little bit more.
Okay.
You're the New York team leader.
Yeah.
You're the New York team leader, and you make the New York team fly. I know that. I'm on the team. I've seen your work, and I work with you. I know you looked to see what was missing. You looked around. You looked here. You looked there. You looked with me, and what did you come up with?
Well, we spent some time really talking to the entire team and people around the center, and we really saw that there was one distinction that was missing. And so what we saw was that there was a need for a new course.
Yeah, what was
in the network, and we call it the MPW. That's the More Parking Workshop.
And I want to add one more thing to this. Dan may forget this. We're going to propose this to Ken, making New York a center of the future, and making the More Parking Workshop the public face of the work. Dan, let me ask you one thing. So there's some people here may be interested in coming in, to do the workshop in New York. Maybe if, there's no conflict with anything else. What are the promises of that workshop?
Well, the promise, actually, the fundamental promise overall is that we promise that by the end of the workshop that you'll be able to park anything. Be it a Buick, a semi, even a boat, in downtown Manhattan, in Midtown, in the middle of the day, within 5 minutes of coming into the city, and be within 100 feet of your destination. And Sal, there's one other thing. I think we really ought to let people know what's involved. That the hours of the course, that it's between 4 and 6 on alternate Tuesdays, and that the cost of the course is $1 for every 15 minutes, and it has to be in change. We don't take bills. We don't take pennies.
Roxanne, you have some registration cards back there. Some of the people. No, you got okay. Dan, I wrote down some coaching for you, some distinctions about this More Parking Workshop. I think if you follow them, in terms of guiding the course, okay? Let me start. Number 1, only look for open space. Number 2, park in a space you could fit into. Number 3, you don't look for small spaces. Number 5, don't settle for circling around the block. And number 6, you love and enroll the police.
Sal, I really want to thank you for coming up here with me and giving us a chance to present our ideas to the whole TMLP. And certainly I hope this gives the opportunity to enroll Ken into this project. And do you have anything finally you'd like to say?
Well, I want to leave people a little bit on leadership because that's what the weekend is, and I think I can offer something very valuable for everybody. The leadership is a dance. And when you're dancing, you got to make sure you both dance the same dance. If one guy is doing the twist, you do the twist. If they're doing the merengue, you do the merengue. Don't do 2 different dances. That's the secret to life and the secret to leadership. Everybody follow me? You know what I'm talking about?
On behalf of the New York TMLP, on behalf of TMLP 2, Carrie Gista just wanted to make a presentation to the chorus leaders.